Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Okay, before I say hello to everybody, I'm just going to say thank you first of all. I like to say my thank yous first. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Thank you for liking my videos, subscribing to my channel, participating in my chat. Thank you for if you're a member of my channel. Thank you. If you've sent me a super, if you've sent me a Ko-fi, if you sent me a PayPal, any way that you've supported my channel in any way, shape or form, thank you so much. And thank you so much for the emails that you send me. I've had lots and lots of emails over the last couple of days. Right. Then I want to do a little bit of housekeeping, which is only about my Spanish books and my Confessions of a Spanish Teacher book, because I don't think I've really done it for ages. And let me just show you the books that I've got available on Amazon. And this is I'm showing you the Amazon.uk site, but you can buy my books on any Amazon site. As you know, my other life, I'm a Spanish teacher. These are my books to learn Spanish. If you want to learn Spanish at home. If you want to do classes, I have an offer on my Zoom classes for August. So there's still time. Where are we? 25th of August. You've still got a week to take advantage of the offer. Just contact me if you're interested in the actual classes. But if you just want to learn Spanish at home, if you haven't got time for classes, you can always get my books on any Amazon site. So wherever you are in the world, these will be on there. And these are, you know, the answers are in the back, the explanations are in English. There's another YouTube channel of mine that supports all the classes, so you can listen to the pronunciation, etc. So you don't need to have classes, actual physical classes with these books. You can use them to learn at home, and the answers are in the back. The other book that I have, actually, I always forget about these little books that I have. I have a couple of dual language books. If you know a little bit of Spanish already, books about my dogs. Rocky, these are dogs that I don't, unfortunately, these dogs aren't with us anymore. But I have another one, Princess Tia and a Great Adventure. That's about my son's dog, the German Shepherd. But also, and I'm not sure why it didn't come up on there. It never comes up how I want it to come up. Is my Confessions of a Spanish Teacher, which I know many of you have bought already, and thank you so much. Anyone who's bought any of my books already, thank you so much. So this is the Confessions of a Spanish Teacher. This is my story about how I come to live in Spain, how I became a Spanish teacher, my own experiences with stalking, etc. So if you want to know a little bit more about me, you can buy this book either on Kindle or paperback. And I know lots of you have already, and thank you ever so much for that. So, right, I've got that out of the way. So now I'm going to say hello to everybody. I need to go right. Oh, gosh. Oh, I love the way you do like your chatting, don't you? Hi, Rose Petal. Hi, Chumba. Hi, Jackie. Oh, so yes, most of you have liked already. Thank you so much for that. Right, I've got Desi. Hi, Desi. Hi, Princess. I thought I saw David there somewhere. Hi, David. Yeah. Hi, Daisy. I've said, gosh, oh my goodness. Ooh. Kate Middleton has a hunting party. Lovely. Oh, thank you, Desi, for saying beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, she is vile. Well, anyway, right, I'm not getting... Tickle the little button for Vicki, please. Hi, Rio. Yeah, if you know a little bit of Spanish already, the dog books, there's 3 of them, and they're in Spanish and English. So you've got the Spanish and the English next to it. So if you know a little bit already, that will help. And if you like dogs, obviously, it'll be interesting. Yeah, hurting animals. I couldn't watch those videos. Anything to do, I just couldn't watch it. And selling the bodies. Oh my goodness. Rose, don't say that. Kate and William go shooting bears in Spain. Because you know there's this connection with the British royal family, with the Spanish royal family. There always has been. Shooting bears. We haven't got bears in Spain. I don't think we have bears. Anyway, I have to look into that. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I don't like Kate and William, so I won't be surprised. But I don't think we have bears in Spain, to be honest. Hi, Saskia. How are you feeling today? I hope you're feeling good today. Yeah. I mean, I've got to be honest. Hunting is a big thing in Spain. You know, well, there's not only rabbits, you know, and there's wild boar. There's wild boar in Spain. Oh, thank you, Rio. Oh, thank you for saying they look fab. Yeah, it won't be bears. It might be boars. That's because there are wild boars, jabalines in Spain, and hunting is a big thing in Spain, unfortunately. In the countryside, obviously. Right, I'm going through this. Okay. Desi, do you know what? I think they're horrible couple. I don't even think they're a couple because I think there's so many things that have gone on, like with William and his affair, and you know, you can set they're icy cold towards each other whenever you see them together. There's this sort of you don't, you know, even and believe me, my son, he's quite a royalist. I'm not a royalist, so I'm not the right person to talk about it because I'm probably always a little bit, you know, whoever I'm talking about. But my son is a royalist for some unknown reason, but he is. And even he said, oh my God, they can't even look at each other. They don't touch each other. They don't look at each other. It's just a business arrangement. They're a fake couple. Yeah. Oh, Jackie. So come on, what you're not telling us? Who delivered those? Ah. Yeah, Rose, it'll be boars. And it doesn't surprise me in the slightest, to be honest. All the royal family hunt, don't they? That's what they do. I remember Andrew in his infamous interview saying, oh, well, yes, it was just, you know, a normal weekend hunting party or shooting party. Like, it's just a commonplace thing that they do. So. Oh, yeah, they love hunting. Of course they do. Yeah. Oh, Rio. Rocky El Rebelde. Yeah, he's here flat out on the floor because it's boiling hot. Oh. Oh, Jackie, that's so nice. So she had a fall and you helped her. That's nice. Oh. Saskia, you've been sick a few times today, but you're doing okay. Good. I'm glad you're doing okay. Now, something I want to say. Right, okay. So you carry on chatting. That's fine. I know most of you, while we're actually on the live, you're not really listening to me, more or less chatting, which is fine. But I wanted to say hi, Lady Dog Lover, aka Jean. Oh, bless. That's nice. Hi, Hannah. Oh, do you know, you're all so nice in this chat. Anyway, So, right, let me get to what now. I want to tell you the reason why I'm doing this video that I'm doing tonight. I mean, I knew about this case, if you like, a long time ago, to be honest. That I saw, you know, I've been obsessed with true crime for whatever reason. I'm not really quite sure why, for quite a long time. And I remember seeing this case and quite a long time ago, and thinking, oh my God, you know, that is awful. And how did it happen? You know, I mean, it got resolved in the end. Hi, Heather. It got resolved in the end, as we'll see. But again, as we'll see, you'll see that there was quite, I feel it's the police letting people down. I feel like the lady in question, Lesley, she was very much let down in the beginning. Anyway, justice was served in the end, but not because the police had anything to do with it or the inquest had anything to do with it. Sorry, I might have to turn the chat off for me because I'm so nosy. I just want to see what everybody's saying. Right, okay, so let me go back to, so Lesley Potter, this poor lady, she should be in our minds. We should think, there's not that much about this case. Like a couple of you had said that you hadn't heard about this case. And I think that's terrible because there's not a lot about it available and not loads of information about it available. I think because Lesley wasn't, you know, some young sort of blonde, whatever, you know, I feel like she got forgotten a little bit, and her case, I think, is really important. And it's also important. So the reason I'm doing it tonight is because it's relevant to the Nicola Bulley case, because of the inquest verdict, you know, being changed completely. So inquests do get overturned depending on information that comes out. And the other reason I'm doing it tonight is the person who I'm doing it for, in a way, is one of my subscribers, and I'm just looking to, I can't see her here tonight, but she may come on later or whatever. I'm not going to mention who she is. She may want to say who she is. That's up to her. But it's because of, she'll know why, because of an email, well, quite a few emails that she sent me about a situation, let's say, in her real life. So that's the other reason that I am doing this particular case tonight. So just to let you know the two reasons: it's relevant to the Nicola Bulley case, and it's relevant to one of my subscribers and a real life incident in her life. So Lesley Potter. Now I want to talk a little, I don't know much about the actual lady herself. As I say, there's not loads of information on the internet about her. Any information that there is a little bit coloured because she unfortunately is no longer with us, and her husband, you know, said quite a lot of things about her after she'd gone, which of course it's easy to say things about people after they've gone because they can't defend themselves. So we don't know what the truth is. It's like we don't know if Nicola really had a drink problem or whatever, because that's just what was said about her. Nicola's not here to say, oh no, actually it was PA who had the drink problem or whatever. So, you know, it's like with the Chris Watts case. You know, Shannon, his first instinct was to try and blame everything on Shannon. And it's easy to blame things on somebody who's not here anymore. So, you know, I mean, I didn't know this lady. You know, maybe she was everything her husband said that she was or wasn't. But hi, Angela. You know, all I'm trying to say is I feel like this, I couldn't even find really many photos of her or anything like that, you know, and it just makes me so angry. Now, one thing I want to say again before we start, if you want to know more about this case after we've finished, there's a really good documentary. Let me just show you, which I can't get up on here because it's on ITVX, and my VPN at the moment, I did have a VPN, but I let it lapse because I hadn't used it for ages. And then of course tonight, the first time that I thought I would quite like to use the VPN, which means that I can look at things from other countries, I haven't got it, and so I've got to start it all up again and that. But if you're in the UK or if you're in any other country and you've got a VPN where you can, pretend you're in the UK to watch it, you'll be able to watch this documentary, and it's really good because I saw this documentary ages ago when I did have a VPN. Let me just show you. So if you want to know, a lot of you will know about Richard Shepherd. He's a very acclaimed Home Office pathologist. And let me see, which one is it? So it's The Truth About My Murder, Series 1, Episode 6. If I just go into it. Yeah, so straight away it just says I'm outside the UK, so I can't watch it. But you could watch it. Yeah, it just keeps going off. I couldn't find it on YouTube either, because normally you can find these things on YouTube. But it's about Lesley Potter, and it's The Truth About My Murder, and it's a series on ITVX. So if you want to know more about it after we finished tonight, finish the live tonight, that's where you can find out more about it. Yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he, Jackie? I know you know about him. Oh, thank you, Saskia. I've had this necklace quite a long time. I would only wear it because I'm just sitting here at the computer. At this time of year, I can't wear it because it's too heavy, because it's so hot. I can wear it in the winter, but you can't wear it in the summer because it's just so heavy. Okay. So let me tell you what happened to poor Lesley. Let's have a look at my notes. So, Lesley was 66 years old and she was found hanging naked in the marital home in Mumbles, which, if any of you know, I think is in Wales. And this was on April the 7th, 2018. Now, I don't know if any of you know about women who commit suicide. They do hang themselves, they do, unfortunately, but they rarely ever commit suicide naked. It's just any pathologist, any coroner will tell you that if a woman commits suicide, and a man, to be honest, I think it's quite rare to commit suicide naked or oh God, I'm saying the words again. I'm going to have, YouTube, they just get me for every video I do. There's always something in there that they don't like. But anyway, so it's rare for anyone, but especially a woman, to delete themselves naked. Anyway, poor Lesley was found hanging in her marital home that she shared with her husband, Derek. And what had happened was he'd been out somewhere. He came in and to find her hanging there, and he rang the police. And the police came, and it was just... The police did not investigate really at all this in the beginning. Now let's see if I can find, I've got some photos. Okay, yeah, share you some photos. As I say, this, going on Google, there's so few photos of Lesley herself. So this, when did this happen? So this was in April the 7th, 2018. Now, if we look at these photos, this is her husband, Derek. This very attractive lady, who's also, look, she's a roofer and a DIY expert, etc. She's a Russian lady that Derek, I think, had his eye on, let's say. She was someone that he worked with. I think personally, as I looked into this, I think Derek had what's the word? He's in his 60s. He's a little bit younger than his wife, a couple of years younger than his wife, but he had this sort of he thought he was better than he was. Do you know what I mean? He was sort of like setting his sights too high to think that he could really get anywhere with this young Russian girl, beautiful girl. But he did. He thought he had a chance with her. And what he did for that, I mean, look, here, I love this photo because I love to see people in different jobs. Do you know that if you see a man doing a job that normally women do, or a woman doing a job that normally men do, I love that because it's just so sort of good, and that anyone can do those jobs, not just men or just not just women. So this is Lesley herself. This is Lesley just before they think that she died. Well, it was on the same day that she died. She's on CCTV in a local supermarket doing the weekly shopping. I mean, I found this quite sort of distressing because there you are, you're just doing your shopping, thinking about what you're going to eat for the week. And then it turns out it wouldn't, it didn't matter because she didn't know that when she went home that day, this guy, her husband, was going to dispose of her. Now, but in the beginning, they didn't know that. So she was found hanging. Yeah, let's see. I wonder about those. There are some videos of her. Oh, look, so there she is on her going to the supermarket. Very sad. Not knowing what was, what was coming, if you like. Now, so the thing is, in the beginning, the police had no suspicions whatsoever. He just said she'd been depressed, etc. Various things. She was taken away. It was found to be a self-deletion, no suspicious circumstances, nothing was investigated, and nothing would ever have been found out except but for some unknown reason, which really I don't really understand why he did do it. I'll see if I can find the video of him in the pub. He took the young Russian lady, which I know I'm going to butcher her name. Apologies to her, but I've written her name down somewhere. But I know I won't be able to say it. Oh gosh, I thought I'd written it down. So yeah, the young Russian girl was called Natalia Mikhaila Kiselenskaya. Now, if you watch that documentary that I mentioned with Richard Shepherd, there's quite lengthy interviews with her, and that's what I've been looking for. I've been looking for them I can't find them on YouTube. The actual interviews of her but they're on the actual documentary with Richard Shepherd. There's quite a lot of interviews with her, and she seems to really have her head. How he ever thought that he must be deluded or something. How did he think he had a chance with that woman? Because apart from being an extremely attractive woman, she's very intelligent. She's not going to be interested in him. Why did he's got this exaggerated sense, or had this exaggerated sense of his own importance, that he thought that he could dispose of his wife, and that this woman would even be interested in him in the slightest, because it turned out she wasn't. Is that Claire popped in? Hi Claire. Hi Maltese. Did I say hello to Jennifer? I don't know if I said to Jennifer or not. Claire, this is a guy who supposedly came home to find his wife had deleted herself by hanging herself, but it turned out it was him who had done it. Okay, that's who he is. So, hello, Method. So let's go back to this tale, if you like, this torrid tale. So, for some unknown reason, a week before Lesley was due to be cremated, so the inquest had happened and it had been found to be self-deletion. That was the verdict. And then, for some unknown reason, a week before the verdict, before the cremation of Lesley, Derek went for a drink with Natalia and told her, admitted to her, that he had killed his wife. And he'd done it because she was driving him mad. He said she was getting on his nerves, and he couldn't stand it any longer. She was doing his head in. That's what he said. Let me read to you what he said. So while he was in the George pub in Mumbles taking Natalia for a drink, he said to her, "I love my wife very much, but she was doing my head in, so I had to strangle her." And he told her his wife's last words were that she still had a crush on a schoolboy she'd known years ago. Miss Nikolaya Kiselevskia, sorry, I know I've not said her name right. She told the trial that Potter was saying it with a straight face, no tears in his eyes, and she thought to herself, "Oh my God, he's done it." Prosecutor Paul Hobson, QC, said the police response was not in certain respects as it should have been, and mistakes were made. If he wouldn't, whether he was drunk, whether he was showing off, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you show off actually saying that you've murdered your wife, but whatever the reasons were that he decided he wanted to tell Natalia the truth, if he hadn't told the truth, that poor lady, Lesley, would have been cremated and there would never have been any justice for her. She would have always gone down as a self-deletion as far as the inquest verdict was concerned, and he would never have been found out. The police did not pursue it at all. There was no, they just accepted what he said, that she'd been a bit depressed and blah, 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 blah. So, anyway, Mrs. Potter's daughter, Victoria Bull, in her victim impact statement, said that the last 7 months have been a living nightmare. She said, "Not only we've had to come to terms with the fact that he so cruelly killed our mother, but we have had to listen to him tarnishing her name throughout the investigation and court case. Because throughout the court case, he came up with all these." He said that while they'd had a lodger for a while and they'd had threesomes, and that she was interested in sadomasochism, that she liked being strangled during sexual intercourse, and he'd done it to her at least 15 times. And it just drives you mad, because the thing is, when that person is not there anymore and can't defend themselves, these absolute bastards, and I'm talking about women as well, women are the same, whoever is the murderer or the perpetrator, they come out with all these things, and nobody, that the victim has not got a voice at all. He came out with all these, he tried to blacken her reputation. And what he said about her might have been true, but he shouldn't have been allowed to say, because she wasn't there to defend herself. So he has the right to a defense, but the victim does not have a right to a defense, do they? Anyway, so her daughter went on to say, "We have not yet been able to properly grieve for the cruel, violent and untimely death of our mother. Hopefully now, with the guilty verdict and the sentence," so the good thing that happened in the end, he was found guilty. He's been given a life sentence. So she says, we will now be able to do so, and we respectfully ask as a family that we're allowed to do so in peace. So South Wales Police Senior Investigating Officer, Detective Chief Inspector Darren George said, Derek Potter, Lesley's husband, went to great lengths to try and disguise his horrific and callous crime. He remained confident up to his conviction that he could evade justice. I am extremely grateful to the witnesses in this case, whose compelling evidence helped the jury to see through Potter's persistent and devious lies, which he has maintained throughout and during his trial. And the main witness was Natalia, because it was Natalia who he, for some unknown reason, thought he actually had a chance with. This young, beautiful Russian woman. Why would she even look twice at him? You know, thankfully that she chose to go to the police with his and tell them what he told her, because apart from, if not, that cremation would have gone ahead, and that man, he would have moved on from Natalia, because he wouldn't have got anywhere with Natalia, but he would have gone on to somebody else. So of course what they did when when Natalia told them what he'd said, they then did a more in-depth post-mortem. So the post-mortem that they do, you know, they just, I'm sorry, but it was a whitewash. They did the post-mortem, they did the autopsy. They didn't look into it carefully enough. When they went back and did the second post-mortem, they found other injuries. You know, not just, you know, evidence of hanging herself. They found other injuries, internal bleeding and things like that. They hadn't looked for it. I mean, that is terrible, I think. You know, it should always be looked for. You know, even if it's obvious or seemingly obvious. Well, first of all, if you were a coroner, any half-decent coroner would know it's rare for a woman to delete herself naked. So that immediately would at least make you look into it a little bit. Think, oh, hang on, how many, you know, self-deletions do you have coming in and out through your courtroom, through your coroner's office? How many of them are naked? You know, that would surely raise a few alarm bells. Oh, and the other thing that this piece of shit, Derek Potter, did, he complained that he referred to her as when he was hanging her up, she was like a sack of potatoes. He insulted her. Do you know, this man, let's have another look at him actually, because I just want to hate on him a bit. You know, because he's so handsome, of course, isn't he? Oh, he's so handsome. How did he ever think that this lovely Russian girl would be interested in him? I think that there is a little video somewhere, but I don't know if I can. There's a little video of them in the bar, the CCTV from the bar, from the pub. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So there's the George Public House. Yep, so that was it in the pub when he decided to tell her. Why did he, I wonder? He looked a bit drunk to me. I wonder if he was already drunk or whatever. Um, why did he decide to tell her, I wonder? Claire, exactly. But they did get him. This is what I mean. Yes, Jackie, women tend to overdose, but they do sometimes do the hang thing, but rarely naked. If almost never, it's like they just don't. So, but yeah, they tend to overdose or whatever. But I know what creep. So what? How did he think that she would be interested in him? And yeah, what makes me angry a bit is I think it was because of her age, because she's 66. If she would have been some sort of young bombshell or whatever, maybe they would have investigated more. I feel like she was just totally let down. The police just accepted what the guy said. Nobody questioned it. And I cannot believe that the coroner did not at least. And then when you think that they went back and did a further post-mortem, a further autopsy, and found other injuries, why did they? Surely don't they always do a full autopsy, a full post-mortem, even if if it's totally obvious, what might have happened to that person? Surely they have to investigate. If she's not shown any signs of depression, she's never done it before. Even if there had been, I cannot believe. I just can't believe. I'm just flabbergasted. So I'm just looking to see when it was. So it's 2018. So it wasn't even that long ago. It was only 5 years ago. So they would have had all the state-of-the-art stuff that they've got now. They just didn't care enough. Basically, they did not care. And just luckily, not only luckily that he was either drunk or whatever was wrong with him that night where he decided to confess to Natalia, but also that Natalia was brave enough, you could see there when she was clearing up the glasses and that, she was probably thinking, oh my God, he's just told me he strangled his wife. What am I going to do with this? Because, when people give you information, you think, oh, it'd be dead easy, just go straight to the police, but it's not always as easy as that, and I don't know if Saskia was legally in Britain or whatever, but she's a foreign person, a Russian in Britain. And I think if you've never lived abroad, like I live in Spain, if you've never lived abroad, you don't know what it's like to feel like a foreigner in another country. And it doesn't matter about the language. I speak Spanish, she spoke English, but you're still a foreigner and you feel uncomfortable. Even as a British person, you feel uncomfortable going to the police. Everyone feels uncomfortable. Nobody wants to get involved with the police, do they? But for a foreigner, especially, how it makes you feel, if you never lived in another country but your own, you've never experienced xenophobia, and how, her as a Russian person might have experienced some sort of, discrimination, even as far as I don't think she did in the end, but she may have done. So all that will have been going through her head. So she was very brave to go to the police. Oh, Daisy, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, of course, you're in Wales, aren't you, Hannah? Yeah, that was in Wales. Did you know about that case? Because I didn't know that Mumbles was in Wales. I mean, I sort of heard of Mumbles, but being absolutely shite at geography, I didn't know where it was. Sorry, I'm just looking through the thing. Yeah, Rio, isn't that what an autopsy's for? And they did it. So when they went back and did the second autopsy, they found all these other things that they hadn't noticed. They weren't looking for anything with her. They were just like, oh, well, she's hung herself. So they looked, oh, yeah, she asphyxia, that's with hanging. you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I did not share my screen. I think I did there. I know sometimes I do forget, but let me just, I think I did there. I will do it again, just in case. So that we could, because, right, let me see. Sorry, you have to watch. Now, you should be able to see the screen now. It's only a very short CC. It's gone on to another thing now, that's the problem. So, Hannah, you've not heard of the case, but Mumbles is near, oh, it's near Swansea, is it? Right. Let me see if I can find that video again. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Right, now I'm going to go back in and share it again. I should definitely be able to see it now. I mean, it's very short, it's just a bit of CCTV from the pub. The George. He looks like he's had a few too many. Yeah. You must have seen it that time. So Daisy, do you know why she did that? Was there any reason, or? You know, it does seem very, you know, sometimes you don't know, there doesn't have to be a reason, does it? It's just depression or whatever. But yeah, he does look horrible. I wonder if I can, because there is some CCTV of the poor lady Lesley in the supermarket. I wonder if I can find that. Well, I can certainly show you the photo. This was Lesley actually in the supermarket on her last day. There is like a CCTV, like a video, but can't see that anywhere. That's him. So literally days, only 7 days or a week before his wife's body was due to be cremated, he told a woman in a pub that he was responsible. This was where he was being interviewed by the police. This was in the pub. This was poor Lesley. in the local co-op store before she went home and was murdered. Back to him again. Oh, let's see if we can see that.
And what did she do for a living?
She was a market research analyst.
I've got to say, he doesn't look capable of it, does he? No, physically capable of picking her up and hanging her there. He doesn't, he looks so sort of frail. Just shows you appearances are deceptive.
Sorry?
The door locked when you returned home?
Yeah.
You have to get into the key, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you lock the door when you left, or did?
Yeah. But, yeah, just pull it to the latch.
Okay. And what's your date of birth again, Derek?
18th July 54.
And this is One Hill Road.
One Hill Street.
Hill Street. One Hill Street, Mumbles. Okay. How long were you married to Lesley for?
25 years, 26 years.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the lovely Derek Potter. The lovely Derek Potter. I know, he's a horrible man. Horrible man. And, horrible, obviously, for what he did, but also I think this like double horribleness, isn't it? Like with Chris Watts and Shanann, when they try and besmirch their name as well. So not only they've murdered them, which is bad enough in itself, but like with Chris Watts trying to make out that Shanann had murdered the children, and like him, he was trying to make out that they'd had this sort of sadomasochistic relationship with a lodger, and that she was into all that, and maybe she was. I'm not, I don't know. I mean, what consenting adults do between them, but to say those things about a person who is not there to defend themselves, and also her daughter sat in court listening to all that, it's just disgusting. It's double disgusting in my eyes. Yeah, she did look downtrodden, didn't she? And I expect she was downtrodden. But do you see what I'm saying about him? He doesn't come. This is what you just never know with people, do you? He does not come over as someone who'd be physically capable of picking up a woman and hanging her. Just doesn't. He was just a wimp, wasn't he? Just like an old man. So. Oh no! I look the 411. I'm quite happy for you to mention it. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. That's very nice of you to say so. Do you know it's only lighted. Believe me, it's only dark lighting. So, Angela, that was part of the purpose about this was of doing these videos to show how inquest can be overturned. That sometimes the full information is not there. You should never give up. And then, as I say, just some emails that I know that sometimes it happens. Inquests happen, and not all the full facts are in the inquest, and so inquest can be overturned if new information comes up. The purpose of an inquest is just to determine the cause of death. That's it. It's not to determine criminality or anything, or who's responsible. It's not for any of those things. The purpose of an inquest is literally just to express or to determine cause of death. So, hi, Adina. Yes, my week's a lot better now. Listen, when I say I had a weird week this week, it's not that bad. You know, they're all just stupid things. Do you know, like but sometimes I think a lot of little silly things just build up into a big thing, don't they? But no, it's all fine now, so don't worry. I'm fine. Really, literally fine. I would like it to be a bit cooler. That's all. The only thing I'd like to change at the moment is for it to cool down. Though it's only 28 degrees now, which is quite cool. But I have got 3 fans and the air conditioning on just to be comfortable. Oh, thank you, Adina. That's a lovely thing to say. I'm just going up just to make sure I haven't missed anybody. If anybody came into the chat and I didn't manage to say hello to them because I missed them, I'm sorry. Okay, now I need to tell you later. Yeah, David, you said that he had to change his incontinence pad. Well, you know what I said in that video about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I feel a bit sorry for America. I don't think we have loads of choice either, though I quite like Keir Starmer, but everybody else will have their opinion. But at least he's not 80, because I mean Donald Trump is 77. There's nothing wrong with being 77 or 81, but to be the president, I just don't think, he needs to be at least 30 years younger than that, 50s, 60s, but too old. Yeah, well, I'm going to try and do, I'm going to, because, I like to do things about the Nicola Bulley case when there's something to do about it. Very difficult, that case at the moment, to talk about, because I don't want people to think I'm just like trying to string it out, but I don't want people to think that I've forgotten about Nicola Bulley either, because I haven't. But it's very difficult. Anyway, so this comes what I'm going to talk about now. Later on tonight, there'll be a video coming out, which is the edited version of the members live that I did on Tuesday, because on a Tuesday night is the members live at 8 o'clock, and we did like a tarot reading for Jason Rothwell and sort of talked and looked at, so I get sent a lot of photos. I've been sent a lot more now as well, and I never really quite know what to do with them or whatever. So I think that this next Tuesday on the members live, someone, I think it was Princess, I don't know if she's still here, suggested about we should have like a bit of a study group, and sort of talk about the things about the Nicola Bulley case that we know, and the photo, look at some photos and just talk. There's not really much else we can do. We can't change the investigation. You hope that the police are doing that, but I suppose if you got together some sort of a case file or whatever, you could present it to the police. But it's very tricky. It's very, very tricky. But that's what we're going to do next Tuesday in the members study group. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I need to think of another name for it. Like, anyway, I will. Yeah, we just chat about it and we'll look at the photos. The photos we can't. I've got some photos that I don't mind showing now. And we can talk about it and decide what we think we should do about it, if anything. Oh, look, it seems a shame. I never want to finish the live because I know you all love chatting and that. Oh, Rio, I know. Yes, you'll be back to Kung Fu again, won't you, Tuesday? Because you won't be looking after the dogs anymore then, will you? It's not really another night I can do it. Because Wednesday I work so late, I can't do it on a Wednesday. Say Monday I work late, so it's only really Tuesday. Well, Jennifer, is that what would you like that? I would do that on members. I wouldn't do it on the open thing. Not yet, maybe eventually. But yeah, on members I would do that. Definitely we could do that this week. I have to find out how to do it first though, but I have to find out how to do it first, and it'd be a first for me that. But yeah, I'm quite happy to do it on the members because I trust the members. Yeah, you know, do you know how we can do that? I don't know how we can do it, but I will look into it. So let's think about that for Tuesday. So on Tuesday we'll have this, like, there's another word, a better phrase than study group, anyway, I'll think about it and we'll come up with it. And you'll be able to chat between yourselves, but you have to be good. Oh gosh. Yeah, David's like the stud of the chat. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, do you know what I might do with the video that's coming on later? Because it's scheduled to come on, but I could make it a what's the word? A premiere, and then you can chat, but you have to be good. You have to watch out for trolls because I might not be able to watch it. The trouble is that if I put things as premiere and the chat's open, I have to really sit and watch it because I have to watch what people are doing and things. Not for yous, because I know you lot are all great that are on here at the moment, but you know, sometimes we don't want any trolls on, do we? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. Remember to always live and love very carefully. Till I see you again, which will be very shortly because I'm going to put this other video on premiere so you can actually have a chat. Yeah, I will. I may, if I can, I will, but I might not be able to. Let's say that. And may your God go with you. So remember, it be shortly, very shortly.